is breaking news on 2 News.
3:30 here downtown Salt Lake City. This is 2 News Live. I'm Brian Schnee. Nice to be back with you here in Salt Lake City. We begin some breaking news out of Syracuse now. We've heard reports of an autoped crash relating to potentially some injuries, if not more. We're trying to gather that information in real time. Liv Kelleher is there, I believe just getting on scene here in the last little while here. Liv, what are you seeing in that area, and have you learned some additional information about what has transpired here over the last couple of hours?
Yeah, Brian, we don't have much confirmed yet, but I will let you know what I saw and what I've heard from neighbors. So what we're hearing is that there was an accident around 1:10 this afternoon. Neighbors heard a large crash and then a large response from police and firefighters. Now I'm going to step out of the scene here. The police line was just moved forward, so we don't have a great vantage point. But when we arrived, we did see drapes up and cloths on the ground. Now, we don't have any confirmation of fatalities in this situation, but those signs are not good indicators. Now, we also did see a scooter in the ground. These neighbors here told me that they heard that around 1:10. They said that they saw the scooter in pieces, and they did see a bit of the aftermath of that accident. Again, still trying to confirm more details. We haven't had an opportunity to talk with police yet. That's what we're pushing for right now. But they did tell me that family is here and that they were planning to remove those cloths shortly. So still a lot of information not known. This is on the corner of Heritage Drive and Heritage Parkway and Banbury Drive in Syracuse. Multiple agencies on the scene here, still developing, still a lot not known, waiting to get more information, Brian.
Liv, do we know if this is Syracuse police that is handling, or local sheriff's office, in terms of who you're in contact with regarding the information and when we may hear some of that confirmation?
Well, we know that there's multiple agencies here. We've reached out to the Davis County Sheriff's Office. We've reached out to Syracuse PD. We haven't gotten responses. I think they're still working with family, gathering info. So right now, multiple agencies, but haven't really gotten any communication from law enforcement.
All right, Liv, thank you for bringing us that live report, describing what you're seeing here and also hearing in that neighborhood. We will check back in with you as we learn more. Now to our other top story this afternoon, the Widemouth 2 fire burning in Millard and into Sevier County. This was a lightning strike fire back on the 27th. It has burned probably pushing 90,000 acres. They've been trying to get better mapping on it after pushing 87,000 earlier. However, the mapping wasn't exactly the most accurate overnight once again. David Ochoa been in Fillmore this afternoon. He started the day in Sevier County and now in Fillmore for us this afternoon there towards the incident command post. So David, I was out there yesterday. A lot of people probably saw that if they were watching yesterday at 3:30. If my understanding is correct, things look pretty similar in terms of some significant fire activity east of Fillmore.
Yeah, that's right. We've been here for a couple hours, and as we were just watching, we were watching some of the helicopters, of course the planes dropping retardant, and everything just along the ridge up on the mountain near Mount Catherine. But within like an hour and a half, things really kind of exploded and went up the mountain. I want to show you, if you can see, again, we're at the incident command post. So we were a little bit closer, but we came here because fire officials are going to give us an update just in a little bit here. But if you can kind of see, I know it's blocked a little bit, but this fire has really taken off here to the north as well to the south. The wind is starting to pick up a little bit, but we've watched just over the last 2 hours or so the fire really kind of just really explode in activity, and we've just seen drop after drop, and it keeps moving higher and higher up on that ridge, up on that mountain, just to keep it from going any higher. And we know that that area over there near Mount Catherine was one that they were really concerned about. So as soon as fire officials come and give us that update, we're going to see just a little bit about where they're at now and just what they think as they've seen all of this kind of this activity explode over the last couple hours or so. So we're just waiting for that to happen, and once we have that, you know, we'll bring you more here on Channel 2 and on our apps. Brian?
All right, David, thank you very much. We'll see you coming up here on our later newscasts. Continuing to talk about some of the other big topics going on right now. The U.S. is running low on key missile defense weapons as tensions with Iran continue. A new report shows the U.S. military has used about 80% of its THAAD missile interceptors and about half of its Patriot missiles since the start of the conflict, things have gotten very expensive here. Military officials are warning the Pentagon that stockpiles are getting dangerously low and fear the shortage could limit the defense against possible Iranian attacks. The report also said that the U.S. Army has used virtually all of its accurate long-range surface-to-air weapons. In recent months, the Department of Defense expanded production of interceptor missiles, but analysts say it could take years to fully replenish the U.S. stockpile. Turning to Las Vegas here, the president is there right now. He's delivering remarks at the Red Rock Casino Resort and Spa. A Las Vegas Metro police officer was killed in the line of duty Tuesday afternoon. He says officers made contact with the suspect and a gun battle followed. Also this afternoon here on 2 News Live at 3:30, researchers say powerful AI, artificial intelligence models, have once again taken unauthorized actions online during cybersecurity training. The UK government-backed AI Security Institute says the latest incidents involved models from Anthropic and OpenAI. One model created fake online identities and tried to convince a pair of software developers to accept malicious code for the product. The Institute says it's the most serious case of AI deception involving a real person that it has seen. Let's go in depth this afternoon here on 2 News Live. Joining us from the Kempsey Gardner Policy Institute, Tim Shriver. Tim, great to have you with us here, talking about this new report calling the big dignity gap, and that found a big dignity gap. So what does this mean for folks at home?
What it means is that we kind of don't know how close we are to one another. Over 90% of Americans, 94% of Americans actually share a commitment to the idea that everyone should be treated with dignity. So we were shocked, honestly, to find that. I was worried when I saw the question. I thought, we're going to ask people if they think others should be treated with dignity. What if they say no? You know, what if we get like 30% say yes? The answer was 94% of Americans say we should treat each other with dignity. The gap is that only 30% actually think we do. And it's even more interesting because what it reveals is that we have this shared aspiration, but we even know that we're not living up to it. Even when you ask people, are you living up to your standards? Do you treat people with dignity? That number drops down into the 20s and into the 30s. So it reveals, the good news is it reveals that we have a lot in common as Americans. The challenging news is that it reveals that we have a blind spot. We have a certain set of beliefs, but we're not living up to them.
So what's the biggest takeaway? I know you touched on the data, the numbers, and some other things that you found interesting, but from the report, what else has shocked you about just our society here and the division right now in our society?
Honestly, what's shocking is the good news. The good news is people want to do better. In the report, we document that when people are asked, would you change to do better? People say yes. Why would you change? This was, to me at least, quite a striking question. We asked people, what would motivate you to change? You know what the answer was? Our children. The children are watching. Number one reason. And I think it shows us that deep down we're a little bit embarrassed, maybe even ashamed of ourselves, about the way we've raised a generation to be distrustful and cynical and angry and hostile towards their own country. I mean, that's not a legacy certainly people of my generation want to leave. The poll tells us that if we're invited to change, we can and we will. So the hopeful news here is that people have a value they share. They just haven't been asked to live up to it. When asked, I think they'll say yes.
Tim, thanks for joining us here on 2 News Live. Maybe the next generation here will have that impact here. We'll have to wait and see. Thanks for joining us this afternoon.
We need the media. That's why I'm so excited to be talking to you, because we need the media to tell the stories of the Americans who are. Look at the fires. Look at the work you're covering. Think of all the extraordinary Americans who are doing the work of promoting the dignity and putting their lives at risk. These are the stories we need to hear. I think it can turn us around.
No, I appreciate that. I'm glad you mentioned that as well. Tim, thanks for joining us here on 2 News Live this afternoon. Hope we can have a deeper, more in-depth conversation on this as well in the future here. So as we Make our way outside here, Main Street, Salt Lake City. I wanted to make sure you knew that you can always find all of the latest in terms of what is happening in our newsroom, on our website, and also on our YouTube page right now, which is KUTV 2 News, Salt Lake City. So it is a beautiful day outside, and you know what? It's my first time outside in a number of hours. I finally got the memo. Chase Thomason is here, and he's just dressed up. He's dressed for success here on a Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
Chase, nice to have you here. What are you currently looking at statewide?
Not too hot right now, right? Well, I mean, it's hot, but we're actually still below normal. That's now our third day in a row with below normal temperatures. What we're watching, though, is that wildfire smoke down in central Utah. That's where it's thickest. That's where we have our massive fires, our local fires that are burning. Of course, downwind, we have unhealthy air quality. Here in northern Utah, we still have some light to moderate smoke. That's because of these west to northwest winds, Brian. It's bringing in some of that wildfire smoke from the Pacific Northwest. Neighboring fires. Idaho has fires as well. So as long as these winds stay west to northwesterly, we're going to have some of this light to moderate smoke probably for the next 24 to 48 hours.
I'm a little raspy from being in Fillmore the last couple of days.
A little bit thicker smoke down there.
Thicker smoke down there, and you know, even coming back into the Salt Lake Valley last night, you can see just it being pushed in here, sitting in here.
Yep.
What are we looking at as your next big weather maker?
So this ridge of high pressure is going to get closer to Utah. So it's going to bring in the heat. It's also going to bring in lighter winds. So that should help firefighters just a bit. Then eventually this high is going to be drifting closer to the Four Corners. We want that high to our east. And you'll notice there are some pop-up thunderstorms in Arizona. That's the very beginning of some monsoon moisture. And we're hopeful that that monsoon moisture begins to increase probably later in the weekend, Brian. But we're thinking maybe next week we start to see those pop-up thunderstorms returning.
All right. And they were talking about that during the fire briefing yesterday as well. Some of the other, you know, the incident meteorologists, they're hopeful to get a little bit of moisture.
Should start in that area by Sunday, but hopefully we'll get more moisture next week.
All right. Chase, thank you very much. Again, we are back here live downtown Salt Lake City. We do have a live look for you in the Deer Valley area. Boy, it would be nice to be up high right now and get a little bit of that reprieve from some of the heat in some of the valley locations. Coming up next here on 2 News Live at 3:30, a new green space in Ogden. How much was spent, how big this green space is, and some of the plans for the future in parts of Weber County when we come back. Back here on 2 News Live, great to be with you here in Salt Lake City. We are taking a look at what is going on in our content center as we look at what you can have at your fingertips and check out on the socials right now. Megan is here. This looks familiar to me.
Yes, it's an interview that you did. So we posted that to YouTube. It's an interview with the Millard County Fire Warden. He shot this viral video right here of the fire NATO last week. And he just described how rare it was to see that, how crazy the conditions were. He said it was like pulling trees out of the ground, that it was throwing fire everywhere. It was just a crazy experience for him.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up because that was one of the things I wanted to talk to him by being in the county while he's working this fire. And that was the most, I mean, viral, the term. It went everywhere. And it was seen really across the world. So some more video we have here from the Widemouth 2 fire.
Yeah, more of the Widemouth 2 fire right here. Our photojournalist Timothy Neely actually shot this. It's basically an 8.5-minute compilation of flames and fire response and just what the fire is looking like right now in that area.
All of this is on our YouTube page right now. I know we have a lot on there. Anything else that you guys have been posting recently up there?
Yeah, anything fire related, we've got right here for you on our YouTube page.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see it right here on the monitors. Both of these you can find on our YouTube page. This interview is very interesting, by the way. A lot of volunteers. They were the first to jump on the front lines in Millard County, and we appreciate them. Megan, thank you very much. Taking a look at what you are talking about on the socials. Oh, I wonder. Ogden, once again, we've got you covered. Ogden City has recently approved a purchase of a property for a new park space. We love our parks here in Utah. We love talking about the open space as we continue to build more. But this is Taylor Canyon Elementary School, the former site of that will be the purchase price and purchase location here. The mayor in Ogden saying this is a big win for the city and the neighborhood. And we're also taking a look at some of your comments here. Amy says, I'm 73 years old. I use the stairs in the area for doing my laps every evening. It is a nice, quiet, and safe space for all of us. So we reached out to the city today. We wanted to learn more about this project and what this means for the community. City leaders say the space will give residents, as you heard from Amy's comments, as we've got a live look in the Ogden area here, great place to relax, just enjoy the outdoors. And we've reached out to them to learn a little bit more about the timeline, the cost, all of that. 1.91 acres, so it's not a massive space, but this is a neighborhood open space, so good for people that live in that area. The Ogden School District will still retain ownership of the remaining space. Single-family homes are planned to kind of complement the open space in that neighborhood, approximately 2.6 acres when in full. And again, the pricing that I've seen here, about $700,000 for the Future Park Property Reserve. And this doesn't really include everything, but that's what they have in that fund right now. So that was one of the big ones that you've been talking about in Ogden. Let's stay in Ogden, shall we? Because, boy, a lot of you have seen this video circulating. I believe this was on TikTok, which is not the one I frequent the most, but certainly a lot of you do. An Ogden patrol vehicle, the SUV style. We've got it here for you so you can take a look. It's just doing what to me looks like donuts after donuts after donuts. It's actually a roundabout, so it is not donuts, but it's cruising the roundabout. Looks like somebody just learning to drive, and we learned out that's kind of what this was. It was somebody learning to get behind the vehicle of a, get behind the wheel of a patrol vehicle. At least that's according to the police department here. Viewers have lots of questions about why we just went, 8 times, 10 times in a row around the roundabout, which I guess you have to have also the time on your hands to take this video, so kudos to you. So the Ogden Police Department said they were conducting driver training for a newly hired officer preparing for an emergency vehicle operations course. Now, they admitted that maybe this wasn't the best spot to do the training. I was kind of wondering the same thing, but they said they will find a better futured controlled environment, if you will, to do these circles over and over again. We're heading to Kearns now, seeing what you are saying here on 2 News Listens this afternoon at 3:30. Kearns is asking residents to help design a new city flag and logo. Boy, do we love this topic in Utah. So people can submit drawings and sketches and graphic designs. The city wants the community involved to give Kearns its new identity. So what should we do in Kearns? I open it up to you in the comments section. We've reached out to the city for some more rebranding on that process there, the details here. So we got that live look from Kearns for you right now this afternoon. So you want to help design the logo and the flag? So be it. Submit your graphic designs and don't take the easy way out and use AI. I could spot those from a mile away. Get original, will you? We are always listening to what you are saying and what you are posting on social media. The Reddit threads are always hot. The Facebook comments are always there. Instagram, TikTok is where we saw that cruiser video today. We're always seeing what you're saying, and we are getting some answers, some context for you right here on 2 News Listens. We are back to wrap things up here on 2 News Live right after this.